Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. This is Floating in Dreams. Today's video is going to be my Shop My Stash for the month of May. Welcome to everybody watching today's video. Thank you so very much for being here. Today is going to be my Shop My Stash. I do this video every month, and I like starting off the video with talking you through the products that were in my Shop My Stash in the previous month, and then we're going to go into my drawers and select some new bits. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. In case you are unfamiliar with my channel, I love reviewing eyeshadow palettes. I also really enjoy reviewing Essence and Catrice products, so I'm always testing those things out. But I also really like getting the use out of my makeup, and you know, for instance, I may want to hit pan on something or do anything like that, and sort of that goes into this kind of video. I have also decided that for May, I want to go and do a full month of pretty much mostly cream-based products for the cheek department. So I'm going to try and avoid selecting any. This is going to be feet, but I'm going to try and not have any of my powder products in terms of cheeks in here. So I've got a lot to catch you up on. So let's get started with the products that I really used a lot in the month of April. Okay, so I'm going to start you off on this side, and we're going to work our way to the other side of the drawer where the most interesting bits are that I need to update you on. Over here on this side of the drawer, everything is still going strong. My setting spray, I think I've used up about like half of it, so that's still going strong. Lip balm is still good to go. My MAC paint pot is still good to go. My Milani eyeshadow primer is finally starting to show some wear. Like you can see there's a big dent in the tube, so that's great. We're working our ways through that. And then also my brow product over here. This is the Catrice Brow Pen Pro. Not sure you can see, but that's all I have left. So this isn't a product though that you run out of very easily. So I think I have another 2 months to go with this one. And I like this brow gel still well enough, so here as well you can sort of see that there's quite a lot of product that has already been used. But yeah, it doesn't smell funky yet, it just looks a bit funky. This used to be clear. It's starting to look darker every time I show you this. Last month I changed up my mascaras. I got a new Glam & Dole one, and then I decided to start using the Catrice Lash Changer. I hadn't tried this yet. I had only tried the waterproof version, and while I like it, I think I like the waterproof version a little bit better, and I just find it not as volumizing as it probably could be, but it's good for like a budget alternative for sure. So this and the Essence Lash Princess, I'm pretty sure, are some of my favorite more affordable drugstore mascaras that are more volumizing. And then in this Shop My Stash, I was using these two foundations as, well, one to try them out, one to see if I could use it up. I've tried to keep the Tarte upright as much as possible. I'm not sure if you can see, but I've got a really nice line here, and it's actually going down a little bit further than this. I find that's the case usually with foundations when you start using them up, is that usually the product goes down a little bit more than you might expect. And this is the one that I was trying to use up. Here's the thing. This foundation, it is, I think, very close to being done. I sometimes struggle using the pipette to get any of the product out, but it's getting a little bit too light, so I think I may have to park it for now and then just select something else that I want to get more use out of. But yeah, especially now that it's been on its side for a little bit, like you can just see that there really isn't that much product in here anymore. I'm not sure if the camera picks up on it, but you can just see that if you were to hold it up right, I think it's about this far. I still have about this much left. So maybe I should keep it in. I'm not entirely sure, just to like have it on the back, like have it on the background to try it out, or to try and use it up more. And then the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream I was trying to use this month to see how I feel about it. And I had expected less of this, so this exceeded my expectations. I was really happy with it, but it is just a little bit more coverage than I personally need. So I'm definitely going to be rotating this out of the drawer and select something new. I'm going to be keeping my Nabla Regeneration Concealer in a light ivory in this drawer. It doesn't come with a lot of product, so I think I can whiz through this in the next couple of weeks for sure. May have to roll it into June just to be on the safe side, but yeah, this concealer, it has one of those sponge tip applicators, and you can just see how gross this is becoming. This is why I don't like these products, which is why I'm like, I might as well just use it up and just get the use out of it and be done with it. My primer is staying. This is still the Hydrator Plump and Fresh Primer from Catrice. Here as well, as with the Milani, you can start seeing a dent in the actual tube, which does mean this is like, what, at least halfway gone. So this can be another one that maybe this rotation I might be able to use it up. Those are like products I like to use up in case you're new here. Brow stuff, mascara, primer, concealer. I tend to keep those in until I use it up. Setting spray is another category. I don't dabble into too many different things there. But what I like to change up most is like my cheek products. But for cheeks, this month I was using the Kiko Radiant Fusion Powder. So that's what it's called? Yeah, Radiant Fusion Baked Powder in 01. And I did a full face of dupes this month and compared it to the Hourglass Diffused Light powder, ambient lighting powder. And you can see I've used this a ton. The embossing is disappearing, but this does come with quite a lot of product. And powder is another one of those products where I'm like, might as well use it up before I move on to anything else. But with this, I find that a little goes a long way. So I really don't need much. And it is a really good one. For blush, these are the things I had selected. And this Milani Cheek Kiss that I almost decluttered really inspired me to keep going with the cream train. So I think it's going to be lovely for like this late spring moment to have more cream products in here. So I really enjoy this one. Good color on me as well. It's nice and blushy, but still neutral. And then Hourglass's Mood Exposure was my blush of choice for those moments where I wanted to have barely there cheeks. I have loved this product for years. You guys know that. And then Gold Rush was my peach tone selection that I wanted to get some more use out of. So this is a very like peachy shade. And I regret not buying a full size of this at the time. I should have bought a full size, but again, blush takes a long time to get through. So those I'm all going to be changing up. And the same actually goes for my highlighters. I want to change these up as well. I use some more of Benefit Cookie. It is a very vibrant, like very blinding highlight for sure. And then for the more toned down highlighter this month, I used the Catrice Glow Lover highlighter. And this was new, so I wanted to make sure I reviewed this. And this is really pretty. It's really soft, very natural looking. It's pretty. And finally, just for the days where I don't want to use a cream bronzer, because for some reason cream bronzer is the product that takes up most of my brain space, I do want to keep this in because this Fenty bronzer is one that I am trying to hit pan on. It's got really bad heart pan over here in the corner, but the rest of the product is fine. And I can actually like see a dent and kind of like see a texture in this powder. I think I already mentioned this last time that I thought I could see that. But yeah, this is definitely a product that I just want to get some more use out of. And it's going to be, like if I need to do my makeup really quickly because I just need to get out of the door for bronzer, I prefer using something like that. But I will be selecting a cream bronzer for sure. For lips, I really didn't venture out of my usual sort of vibe all that much. But I am, now that we are no longer wearing masks, I'm going back to like brights and darks, you guys. Before a nude moment, I was still wearing this very affordable Catrice Better Than Fake Lips Volume Gloss. This was again my favorite and my most worn lip color this month. Secondly, for a nude option, I was going back to my Tower 28 Milk Jelly Lip Gloss in Coconut. This is a more of a peachy kind of vibe. They now do a shade that's a bit more pink toned, a little bit more of a true mauve. And I think I might like that one actually a lot. So that's why this one, I may want to get another one off in that new shade that they now do. It seems to be available on Revolve, so I may want to get my hands on that. But yeah, this is lovely. I've used up about half of this, and these do expire quite quickly, which is why I sort of went back to it, because it did have a bit of a like funky layer. I'm not sure if you can see, but it still kind of looks a little bit funky. But now that I've been using it and it's starting to mix back together, it's really no problem. And then for lipsticks, I went with these two. So in a recent video, you saw me wearing this. This is Lisa Eldridge's Velvet Decade. Yes, it's a chocolate dark brown, but on me, the cool undertone this has picks up really well. So I really enjoy that one. And then in a video that you will still see in the future, I think, I will be wearing this one. I already filmed it, but this is the Love for Breakfast Satin Lipstick from Gucci. And this is a really nice, vibrant pink. For eyeshadow palettes, if you'd like to see the review of the 10 palettes that I used in April, I did film a video with that. And I also filmed a video with my custom singles palette. And so that's going to go live, I hope within a week or so, you will see my custom palette. I'm no longer going to be making it part of my Shop My Stash because I don't want to make this video too long. And I just thought it would warrant making its own video and have it sort of separate from this. Because one of my aims this year is try and get more use out of my single eyeshadow collection. And I will show you what I did select already for the month of May in this video for sure. So let's go to the drawers and select some new makeup to put in here. Now I mentioned liking the e.l.f. one, but definitely wanting to try something new again, and there were still a couple of more budget-proof, affordable foundations that I had bought in recent months that I haven't really given much of a whirl yet. And one of them is this one, the NYX Born to Glow Naturally Radiant Foundation in Porcelain. So I definitely want to see how I feel about it and put it in my Shop My Stash. And then I do want to get some more use out of the Tarte, but because it is a little bit too light, I think I actually want to rope this one into my Shop My Stash. This is the YSL Touche Claw, and this is a shade that looks a little bit too dark for me, but I really like the texture of this foundation, and I definitely want to go back to it and get some more use out of it. So this I have already reviewed in the past. It's just the product I want to go back to. So then we've got something old, something new, something to potentially use up and get some more use out of. We don't need concealer, we don't need primer, we don't need setting spray, we don't need powder. But I said, we're going creams. And all of my cream products kind of live around here. So it's far fewer products to select from. But for bronzer, I really want to go back to the Milk Makeup Baked Bronzer. This is just such a lovely product, so I definitely want to put this in. I think it's going to be perfect for this time of year. For highlighter, I wanted to select two products. I have the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade Light, number 2. And this I think is for like my more warm toned option. And then if I want something a bit more pink toned, I think I'm going to go in with Cosmic Rose, which is the Elevated Glow highlighter from Lisa Eldridge. So I definitely want to give this more of a whirl. I've tried it, but I haven't reviewed it yet. So again, something old, something new. And then do I want to put in another shade? I normally go with 2 highlighters, but I think it's good to have something a bit more icy. So the Glossier Halo Scope in Quartz, I'm also going to try. So this shade is very sort of light and a bit icy looking. And for blush, I think I want to go with these 3 options. They are quite close though in its coloring. But M Cosmetics Pink Nectar, I haven't really given much of a whirl yet, so I still want to review that. I know I love the formula, so there's no difference there. The Tower 28 Beach Please blush in Happy Hour is a nice, vibrant, like coral shade, which for like the summer, spring going into summer season, I think is fun. And then from Rare Beauty, I have their cream blush in Nearly Rose, which is more pink toned. So I have something that could go more neutral, something that's like a vibrant pink, and something that's a bit more warm toned. I think that will be pretty. And then I have everything that I need. And cream blush I can apply quite quickly, I feel. So those are the options I think I want to go for in terms of my cheeks. So let me show you which eyeshadow palettes I will be reviewing for you this month as well, and show you what I have selected to be using in terms of single shadows. Okay, so I don't think you can really see me putting all the products back in. I'm gonna have to put the Tarte up top, because else I won't be able to squeeze that out. Let me reorganize this. I use that as a primer or as a highlighter. So that needs to go there. That needs to go there. And then this can go here. So this way I have everything lying in front of me again. And then for my single shadow selection, I always keep that on this side of the drawer so you can't really tell. But I will also be going more in depth with these products in my custom palette video. So I have an Armani liquid shadow in the shade Emerald that I wanted to give more of a try. I have these two Charlotte Tilbury products. So I have an Ice to Mesmerize in Pillow Talk in here, and one of her Jewel Pots in Walk of No Shame. I have the Holika, I'm not sure anymore what this is called, but it's the Moon Flash shade. This is very flaky and messy, so I'm not gonna take it out again. And then I just have a few ColourPop Super Shocks. You've heard me mention these before. I've got So Quiche, Ritz, and Frog. And then to layer underneath Frog, I have this taupe shade from H&M. So this is what Frog looks like, which is a really nice, like, bluish kind of shade. I really like that one, and I realized that I had never shown you my combination of how I pair these two together, so I thought I could show that to you. Then So Quiche is one of my favorite shades ever for like a quick one and done eyeshadow, and the same goes for Ritz. So I definitely want to like show you these with swatches and all that and how I do the looks in an upcoming custom palette video. That's not going to go live until, June probably. It's going to be my June custom palette video, even though it's not a palette. But as I mentioned, the mission here is to get more use out of my single shadow collection, and these I also count as singles. But yeah, since I was going for this let's do everything in creams kind of situation, I figured that the eyeshadows I selected also match that theme. So we've got cream cheeks, cream eyes. That's what we're going to be doing. But I also have some eyeshadow palettes to try. This is going to be the last month where I will be trying and reviewing 10 new to me palettes for you. From June onwards, I plan on revamping my 10 palette review series to also go back to some of my reorganized color stories, as well as just try older palettes again, because there are so many palettes I just want to go back to, and I'm dying to go back to some of them. In fact, that's a video I will be filming for you shortly, so I hope to be able to tell you a bit more about the palettes I hope to go back to ASAP. I'm just running out of new stuff. My aim last year was already to try and buy fewer new things, and I've definitely kept that theme going this year. So if I keep going with 10 new palettes to review, by July I will have run out of new palettes to talk about. So I definitely sort of want to try and sort of smear them out a little bit more over the months. That does mean you need to wait a little bit longer for a new review, but I think that can again get me to go back to older products and just use them and still show you how I wear them, but with some new stuff roped into the mix. So these are all new to me palettes that I haven't reviewed for you yet, and some of these I still have to get to. And some of the things in here are, for instance, the 2 eyeshadow palettes that I bought for my full face of H&M, and I just haven't gone back to these. And I kind of forgot to take pictures of this nice mauves quad, so there's going to be a lot of neutrals in this selection actually. So I want to go back to this, do the pictures. It's very, very pretty and cool toned, and this is the Vintage Rose eyeshadow palette, which is also pretty, but it's got a few more warm tones and like peachy shades, and I'm not as sure that this is really going to match my vibes. Maybe I really fall in love with it, who knows? But this doesn't really look like what I might like, and I could only pick up these eyeshadow palettes in an H&M store. My local H&M is big enough that they carry the beauty range. I wasn't able to find these online, so I couldn't look at the color story, and they had no testers, which is why I bought 2 thinking one of them is going to work for me. So this is going to be my least favorite of the 2, I predict. But we'll see. Maybe I still like it. And then something I still have to try, and it pains me because I've owned these for more than a year and I still haven't put them on my face, so I now really have to commit. And these are the Revolve Hearts Me Into the Jungle and Smoky palettes. So these were sent to me by a subscriber, and this is what the Jungle palette looks like. and this is the smoky one. These didn't swatch the best, so I don't have my hopes up too high, but this is a very affordable drugstore brand from Germany that I think you can only buy if you physically go to Germany, but I'm not even sure if these are still available. They were very cheap and cheerful, I remember, so for the price point, maybe these are still good palettes, who knows. And similarly, the Floral Romance from Max & More. This is a, well, is it Dutch? I'm not entirely sure, but I can buy this from Action over here, which is like a budget drugstore Target kind of situation. They have a lot of different products, and one of the things they sell is makeup, and this I thought looked lovely. The shimmers seem to perform better than the mattes when I swatch this, and especially this shade at the bottom called Leaf is one of those green-brown kind of shades, and I was like, this is a €4 eyeshadow palette. I mean, it's very, very affordable. So I figured I could give it a whirl, see whether I like it. I feel I have these shades a million times over in my collection, but if I can recommend really affordable things to you that are actually good and totally worth the price point, I love finding those kind of things. So I'm hoping this will be a good one too. And then a palette I hadn't reviewed yet, but I did already review the other one. But this is the Zoeva Together We Grow eyeshadow palette. The other one they did last year when they revamped their eyeshadow palette range was too matte for me. This at least has 5 shimmers and 5 mattes, and we get loads of different undertones in here. So I'm hoping this is going to be successful. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of the other one that I decluttered, but I'm thinking this one will be better for me. And then, to my shame, I had not yet tried more of the 2 eyeshadow palettes from Essence that I bought when they redid their collection for the spring-summer in 2022. So these are new from Essence, and I just wanted to give these more of a try. The Welcome to Miami is a bit more bright and vibrant, and you have those turquoisey shades and the purples. So I figured I could put them in this 10 palette review. And then also the Benvenuti a Roma is a more like neutrally palette with like peaches and orange tones and then a pop of green. I did already do looks with these, so these I essentially have already tried. I'm trying to run ahead of the schedule just a little bit as I'm filming this, but yeah, those are going to be put in that review as well. Then, after watching Michelle Wong being pretty positive about the House of Dreams quad or quintet from Dior that they released for the Christmas period, I figured I could just try that. These just look to me like perfect one and done eyeshadows. But yeah, I want to do 1, maybe 2 looks with this to see if I like it. I did like the one that they did last year, like the year before for Christmas, which was the Black Nights one. I have that and I did really enjoy it. So it seems like Dior eyeshadow quality has gotten a lot better over the years. And then I have some Visi art. I have the Paris Étoile, which looks like this. And it's just lovely grungy cool tones. So I can't wait to try more of that. And then another neutral toned one. There's a lot of neutrals, as I mentioned. This is the Kashmiri, and I'm really looking forward to playing with that. So that's it. Those are all of the products that I selected to use in the month of May in my Shop My Stash. I really hope you enjoyed watching today's video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, because that would greatly help out my channel. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more by me. I make several videos a week, so I've got lots more content coming your way. So thank you very much for being here. Have a good day. Take care. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye-bye.